surely would leave Akhilesh Yadav red-faced. It seems that a junior minister in his cabinet has been accused of corruption. In fact, he has accused his senior of corruption, and the Minister of State for Khadi Gram Udyog, Riyaz Ahmad, it seems, has charged his cabinet minister Rajaram of accepting bribes for transfers. Ahmad has written an 18-page letter to the Chief Minister detailing Ram's misdeeds. Riyaz, a 5-time MLA and a party stalwart, has also accused Ram of causing the party embarrassment by appointing Natwar Goyal as the chairperson of the State Khadi Gram Udyog Commission. Goyal had to be sacked by Akhilesh for his coercive ways. Well, that is the breaking news coming in. It seems that a junior minister in Akhilesh Yadav's cabinet has accused a senior of corruption. Let me now go across to Atir Khan, who joins us with more on the story. In fact, it is Amir Haq who joins us for more on the story. Amir, what's the latest?
Rukmini, obviously a very embarrassing incident for the government here, because this is perhaps for the third or fourth time when a minister has been accused of a wrongdoing, and especially in a case of corruption. And the last time around, it was State Minister for Revenue Pandit Singh who was held responsible. In fact, he was accused of kidnapping a CMO in his own district, Gonda, and also that he wanted to, his own men to be taken in by the CMO. And now this is the case of the cabinet minister of Khadi Gram Udyog, Rajaram Pandey. Very embarrassing indeed, and also speaks volumes about the kind of indiscipline that prevails within the party.
Right. Amir, what is the action being taken by Akhilesh on this charge? It's a very serious charge leveled by people within his own cabinet. Has he taken cognizance of this complaint?
Well, there is no reaction from the Chief Minister as yet, but as the day progresses, we do hope to find him and to get a reaction from him on whether he's mulling over any action against the cabinet minister, because Rajaram Pandey also has been in news just about 2 weeks back for supporting the chairman of Khadi Gram Udyog board Natwar Goyal, who in fact misbehaved with media persons and was caught on the wrong side of law when he was found to have been encroaching on a piece of land to build a shopping complex over there. So this is the kind of, these are the kind of people who've been in the ministry, especially in Khadi and village industries, which obviously is open for everybody to see. And the Chief Minister definitely will have to take a strong step in this direction.
Right, but what are the reactions coming in, Amir, from within Akhilesh's party? Are there calls for an inquiry and a probe into these charges? Do these two individuals have a history of personal enmity perhaps, or is there some credence to these allegations that are being made?
Well, people, the ministers in the cabinet are perhaps too shocked to react at the moment, because this is for the first time over the last 7.5 months that a Minister of State has in fact spoken up against, in fact has filed a written complaint against his own cabinet minister. So, a height of indiscipline as perhaps the Chief Minister would see it. But he hasn't reacted as yet, and other party leaders have also not come out with the reactions. We are waiting for them to react on this, and as the day progresses, perhaps we'll get more reactions from the CM and also from other cabinet ministers as well.
Right, Amir, are these at this point just wild allegations being made by Riyaz Ahmad, or does he claim that he has any proof to back up these kind of allegations that he's making? Because they are pretty strong charges.
Well, yes, obviously, and Riyaz Ahmad, he's a Minister of State for Khadi and Village Industries, but he's known to be a pretty honest person. He's been an MLA for almost 25 years now, and when he says something, and Rajaram Pandey, especially the cabinet minister, he has taken a lot of criticism because of his support to Natwar Goyal and also to some other elements within the party and outside, for which he has faced a lot of criticism. So now, this is something that the Chief Minister will have to look into, and whatever action he finally thinks will be all right for it. But people as such, as far as I can tell you, think that perhaps it is an honest Minister of State raising his voice against a cabinet minister whose, the style of working would come into the grey area.
All right, Amir, do stay on with us. Also joining us now on the phone line is Sunita Aaron, who's a senior journalist, to give us some perspective on these latest developments. Sunita, thanks very much for talking to Headlines today. What do you make of these allegations being made within Akhilesh Yadav's cabinet?
happens every time any appointments are made in departments. There is some clash of interest. But I personally feel that when a person of a level of state minister has made any allegation, any charge, or has made any comment, the chief minister has to look into it because he's doing it against his own cabinet minister. It can't be completely ignored. So I think it is for the chief minister to look into it. And such charges do happen, whether there is an inquiry. If there is an inquiry, then what is the status of the inquiry? Whether it is a very flimsy inquiry, because, sometimes anonymous letters are sent against people and inquiries are ordered. So everything has to be looked into it, but it can't be ignored because the complainant is someone of the status of state minister.
All right, Sunita, let me also go across to Sharad Pradhan, who's also senior journalist, who's with us. Sharad, thank you for talking to Headlines today. Can Akhilesh afford to look the other way? He has not reacted so far to these very, very strong charges being made by two members of his own cabinet. What kind of reaction do you expect from his government?
This is not just allegation. This is a harsh truth. This man Rajaram Pandey is a top grade criminal. He is known for these activities. Bribery is just a very small charge against him. He is indulging in all kinds of anti-social, illegal activities. But he has got away with murder so far. There was one of his henchmen was arrested recently for indulging in they beat up some journalists. But he's managed to get a wriggle out of it. But it's good that somebody has had the courage to point this out and bring it on the focus.
Right.
But it depends on now let's see whether the chief minister is able to do something about him. Because this Rajaram Pandey has the protection of Raja Bhaiya, who is a very powerful minister, who is very widely known as the prince. He's an belongs to an ex-princely state, and he is a don of that region.
Right.
So, and he's rated very high in the government because he has some following of Thakur. And as you know, the UP politics depends so heavily on caste. So all these factors will come into play whether Mulayam Singh will be able to take any action, because ultimately it's Mulayam Singh who has to fall.
Right, that's very, very interesting. Very, very interesting connect that you made there, Sharad. Let me in fact toss that to Sunita if she's still with us. Sunita, it seems that Rajaram Pandey is closely connected with Raja Bhaiya. There have been several ministers in Akhilesh's cabinet who are nefarious, who have been known to have nefarious connections, who are very notorious in themselves. There's been talk of lawlessness in Uttar Pradesh. How important is it now for Akhilesh to act on these charges, to at least constitute some kind of an inquiry, to probe these charges to show that, well, he means business?
You see, I 100% agree with Sharad when he says that this Pandey owes his due to Raghuraj Pratap Singh. And Raghuraj Pratap Singh reveals a lot of power in this government. I think Mulayam Singh Yadav at the very first go made a mistake, committed a blunder by giving the same departments to the ministers, the one they held during his own regime. So they had their own setups. It became very easy for them to mince money because, the mines are already there established for them and they just have to come and work. So this is the time because Akhilesh has to improve his government's image and Rajaram Pandey's image is known to all in sundries, and not only Rajaram Pandey, there are other ministers, but Rajaram Pandey certainly. And also because one of his appointees has been removed recently because of wrong construction, illegal construction. He bashed up a journalist after that and he went around, claiming innocence. But he was removed. So it's high time, I think Akhilesh will have to look into the entire constitution, entire composition of his cabinet, induct some fresh faces, remove the controversial and the tainted and the corrupt ones. And then, he's on a good mission. He wants to deliver. He wants to do something good for the state. But with a team like this, I think he is only dragging himself into controversies instead of, some constructive work.
Right. All right. Sunita and Sharad, thank you very much indeed for joining us with perspective on that developing story. Very, very interesting turn of events. It seems that there are accusations of corruption within Akhilesh's cabinet made by his own cabinet members. The question is whether Akhilesh Yadav act upon these very, very strong charges made within his own cabinet.